Mike Jones here with Ken's, and if you want to get your bass on, we've got the best brands in the business with Sundown Audio, Sound Cubed, and even limitless lithium batteries. A full custom shop from our certified installers and our Ken's custom enclosures made just for you and your rides. Come see us at Ken's in Macon in Warner Robins. Mike Jones here with Ken's. My brother Kenny and I own Ken's Stereo Junction. We have a store in Macon and one in Warner Robins since 1978. We've been serving you. This show is phenomenal. You're going to love it. Let's get inside and check it all out. All right, when you go into Macon and Warner Robins, you know, we have a full kind of a booth where you can do, you know, touch screens and radios and speakers and subwoofers and amplifiers. It kind of gives you a way to test bed it. Now, it sounds good when you go into both stores, but keep in mind, this is a gigantic room. Your car is going to be a lot smaller. So if it sounds good in here, it's going to sound amazing in your vehicle because of the compactness, if that will. Now, when you come in, this is a new series from Pioneer, and they have done very good in what the mechless is what they call it. So no CD, no DVD, and if you don't miss CD and DVD, this is a great answer to that. For $499, you get AM, FM, you get a 200-watt amplifier built into it. Check this out. It even has, I dig this, when you go over into their settings, I want to show you this. It's very important to know this. I love that it has a real equalizer. I love that there's 11 bands that I can adjust any way that I want, if I want less highs or more bass. And if this looks crazy to you, we set all this for you. It also has, check this out, some built-in ones. If you like a lot of bass, if you like a lot of powerful in your dialogue or natural, all these are different tones that they built in, or customs the way you do it for yourself, which is just how I set my own personal way. The blessing of that is, when I run back over, now my phone's plugged in. This we put wherever you want to put it to charge your phone. And then it's, you know, it's my phone. So here is all my stuff. You know, here's my messages and people that are trying to call me. That's my film guy right there. And if you go right here, and then you go here, and here's the people that call me, you know, anything that wants to come up, and here's my maps. And it's just real simple and intuitive because we all know how to use our phone. Now, all right, sound quality wise, I'm gonna give you a little juice here. These are Audio Frog 6x9s. Spot on clarity. I love the fact it comes in three-way, and you can buy these in a two-way component as well. Perfection as far as sound. That is amazing. So that's why I say when you want to come in, you want to demo this your way, because that speaker sounds different than that speaker. I mean, you can hear the difference even right here filming it, right? And it may be whatever fits your fancy. See it? And this sounds different than that. So the idea behind that is, when you come in, is for us to demo these with your music. We'll hook your phone up and make sure that you get what you want to get. We got speakers anywhere from about $99 and up, depending on what brand you choose. Radios are going to be anywhere from about $250 and up, depending on which radio you choose. And then CarPlay radios are going to be anywhere from about $379 and up, depending on which radio you choose. There's a symbol going to come out right here, free installation. We've done it since 1978. When you buy components from us and radios and amps and stuff like that, if it's no custom work to be done, which we do a lot of custom work, there is no charge for the installation. Everybody charges for installation except for us. So get into Macon and Warner Robins and pick out whatever touchscreen. I suggest speakers first if you're going to break it down by budget. Speakers first makes the biggest difference, and then we can do subs and amplifiers and radio and get you Kensified. This is what we do. All right, in the realm of high-end audio speakers, we do carry Sony Mobile ES, we carry Alpine Type R, and we carry JL all the way up to their C5s. So there's a lot of different brands out there, but you know, we've had Audio Frog for about 5 or 6 years now, and Audio Frog is a very high-end component. Most of their speakers run anywhere from $400 and up. So don't go, oh goodness gracious. You have to come in and demo them to understand what I'm talking about. These things are absolutely spot on. Now when you come in, we're going to try to keep, I just got these kind of strode out just so you can see what they do. So they make standard tweeters. This is called their super tweeters. You can see here, that's a silk dome tweeter that holds 125 watts RMS. They make 6x9 component. Now what that means is, this is a 6x9 mid-bass woofer, right? And we put a crossover network on that. Look at the craftsmanship of how this stuff is built. It's just spot on. So basically you buy this, you can buy the tweeter, and you can even buy like a 3 or 4 inch mid-range and make a three-way component in the front if you want to get into the high-end audio. Stuff like this is their component systems that come built together. So this will come with the 2 6-inch, like for Honda Accords and for Mercedes, even Lamborghini, and when you get into the higher end Range Rover world, they have a 6.5-inch mid-bass. There's your mid-bass and mid-range, that's your vocals, and then your high-end comes from here. And as you see, it even comes with custom crossover networks. These right here protect them. So the idea behind all of this, if you're scratching your head right now, why are we talking about that, is when you want the sound to sound like it should. Our ears hear from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz if you have great hearing, okay? So these do that. They play all the way down into the 20 hertz, all the way to 20,000 hertz, and the crossovers protect it so you can do what? So you can run the mess out of it and not tear them up. That's the whole idea behind this. These things hold anywhere from 125 to 300 watts of power, anywhere from $400 and up. So when you come in, I've got all this on display, in our display in there where you can hear the Audio Frog speakers. It is distinctly different than any speaker I've ever heard. As a matter of fact, I've got an older Acura, and that's exactly what I put in my doors is these Audio Frog 6.5s, and it is spot on. So when you come in to Macon or Warner Robins, check out the Audio Frog brand. It is perfection. This is what we do. All right, in the world of Samsung, they are absolutely on fire right now. This is their new 85-inch QLED HDR system, so high dynamic range. And high dynamic range means that literally it has 3 times as many pixels as the standard LED TVs have, 4,000 lines of resolution, which is kind of standard. It's also 8K compatible. This is called the 90B. This is a brand new 2022, 2023, and I hope this camera can pick up the absolute detail that comes into this panel. Now, super, super thin. It can be hung on the wall, of course. That's kind of a standard. It comes with a standard base. I like that they went to the center base with this. Makes it easy to fit on stands and stuff. Most folks that buy these, we end up putting them up on the wall or whatever you want to do there. Now, please know that the sound is marginal, so we can come in with a sound bar, or we can come in with a full surround sound, or whatever you want to do. That's where I come in. I'm going to put my number up here real quick. When you call me, I come out. The estimate is free no matter where you are. We're literally in Georgia and South Carolina and North Carolina right now. I come to you, we design the system. So the idea is this is the beginning of the piece of the pie. I tell everybody buy one step bigger than you think you need, because people get used to their TVs very, very quick, and most people keep TVs about a decade. So this is the new QLED Samsung, absolutely spot on. I have these in stock at both stores, so we can fit your budget. We can make everything work as far as that goes. Samsung on fire. This is in the house. Now, out of the house, Samsung makes a series called Terrace. They come in 55, 65, 75. So this is the Terrace. And the idea behind these TVs is most outdoor TVs have what they call a nit rating of 900. That's the brightness. These go all the way to 3,000 nit line, which is why in here it is unbelievably bright. Something else you'll notice is no glare. Right? So you have glare on these type panels, indoor panels, you can see the lights built in, and these you don't have a lot of glare because of the brightness that's made up for that. Another thing you need to know about the Terrace TVs is they're full-on smart. Another thing you need to know about the Terrace TVs is, guess what? They can be outside in the rain. So if you've been one of those folks that's buying a TV every year because it's over your fireplace outside, it keeps getting wet, and you buy another one, you don't have to do the disposable thing anymore. It literally can be outside in the rain. I just did one for a lady's house, 75-inch on the back of her house on brick. It is literally pouring down rain. And I remember I even went over there and did like a welfare check on our TV just to go, okay, please, Lord, let it not be full of water. It was unbelievable. It literally can sit outside in the rain. So 5 times the brightness, made for outdoor, right? It has marginal sound also. You want to kind of do some sound. But kind of putting that out there, this is the time that people do their outdoor kitchens and their pools and their outdoor AV systems and stuff, because now it's getting colder and now we have time to tear stuff down and do it. So right now you're seeing some cutaways of outdoor areas, kitchens we've done, outdoor pools that we've done. We do a ton of this stuff, and this is the time to let me come out and let's design the yard and figure it out and get it all put in place. So the new Terrace series, plus outdoor sound for your porch or your patio, for your kitchen, in-ground for your pool. I mean, this is the time. There's my phone number one more time. I come to you, we design the whole thing. This is the moment to do that. This is what we do. Okay, the advantage, I never get to show you the mid. You usually see the pre-wire or the finished product. This is like the install day for this brand new home for this family. And the blessing of this is, you see we got 65, we got 75s, 85s, and 55s all over the house. But here's the blessing. When you are dealing with a structure like this, it is best to do it when you're going to pre-wire. You see how we've got the clip speakers in right here. They're all flushed in, 8-inch. It's a 5-channel surround sound. There's also them in the back right here. But they blend, and they're in line with the can lights. Everything just works out perfect when you can pre-wire it, because you kind of have all of it. You can do it your way, if that makes sense. Up here you see we have a blank plate. The idea behind this is, this allows me to put in CAT, Ethernet for Wi-Fi, for hardline, for HDMI. Anything I want to do goes in this, because this is marble. This is marble on the wall, power, right? And then here is, this to you is a conundrum. This to us is a dream come true. This gives us all the sound throughout the house, all the Ethernet lines, all the coax lines, all the security lines, all this can be terminated down here and out of the way where we don't have to mess with it, because guess what? When you're dealing with your back porch and you have real wood ceilings, as you can see right there, they're flushed in as well, and you're gonna put speakers out there by the pool. All this is being built over time. So we get to come in and put our speaker wires and all our stuff in place. We kind of push this out of the way. Come this way and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We have pre-wire for a TV for the future. We have pre-wire for sound inside the ground. It was done in the landscaping so that we can protect the wire over time with weather and cutting the grass and all the things that happen with that. The reason I tell you this, we're coming back inside the living room now, is when you're going to wire your whole house, if you are building a house, here's my phone number that comes up. It is so good for me or Kurt or one of the guys to come out and design the system. So guess what? Now you have zero limitations. You have audio, you have video, you have security if you choose, you have the right size TV, you have the supports in the walls, because when you have a granite or a marble wall, there's a lot that goes into mounting this up there, especially when it weighs 114 pounds and you're putting an 85-inch up here to be a centerpiece for the room. When you have real wood ceilings or you have grade 5 sheetrock, but there's a lot that goes into the planning process. And of course, we wired this entire house from when it was just a frame. Then we came in and terminated, because all over the house we also have volume controls. Come this way with me. We're putting speakers in the kitchen, but because of the A-frame, I'm almost done. We're going to put speakers up there. We had to make sure those cans were placed. The idea behind this is these volume controls allow them to say, hey, look, I just want to turn it up and down in this one area. When I don't have my phone or my tablet in the area, you don't have to have these, but this is a nice option for just maybe 70 bucks or so to be able to have this as a zone. So now we have a living room zone, kitchen zone, a patio zone, and a pool zone, a bedroom zone, and a bathroom zone that they can control everything through Wi-Fi for their tablet, or they can take it old school and turn it up and down just straight from the wall, right? Again, there's my phone number. The design, guess how much they paid for the design of this? Nothing. We designed the entire house system at no charge to them, right? And then plus they get service on site. And today is such an exciting day, because right now, this right here, you're just seeing, hey, this is where they all get moved in. We're looking at, they're going to come home to awesome digital audio and awesome digital video. This is what we do. All right, when you're doing security cameras, it's very, very important to let me come out, which is, here's my phone number the first time I'm gonna put it up here during this particular segment, because I can come out and plan, because your brain may tell you need 2 cameras, you may need 7 cameras, or your brain may tell you need 8 cameras like this gentleman thought, and you need 4 cameras, so we can try to keep things in budget. The idea behind this is the cameras we do are either 118 to 138 degrees of viewing, depending on which camera we choose, a 3, 4, 5 megapixel, depending on which they can do audio or video. We do wireless, but we do a lot more wired because it's a lot more reliable source, because wireless, if your Wi-Fi goes down, now you have nothing. You have no security. So the idea is I need to see this driveway from there to there. Now, up on the front porch, we did the Google Hello doorbell. Now that has a huge, it has a 120 degree dispersion, top to bottom, left to right. It's audio and video and full HD, and anybody that walks in front of that thing or rings that thing, it goes straight to your smart device. That is Wi-Fi dependent, but that's no problem, because the rest is not. So you see right here, this right here is seeing this entire front yard. So just kind of pan right here, Cody. So I can see from that tree to that tree. That way anybody pulls up in my driveway is going to walk up there, I've got them. And it does day and night vision. Come this way. Now, when you get to here, again, now you hit a limitation. So you got to remember, is I got to see my parking pad here, right? So we came in here and applied this camera. So if you look right here, this right here is seeing the parking pad. Now I can see all the way to behind where our vehicle is. You kind of pan around this area. So right here, it goes all the way to the end there. So now I got it starting there to there, and from here to here. They overlap each other on purpose. The idea is I need all the footage I can get. Most of the time, the police officers are wanting at least 3 views of the bad guy. Now, you have this private area here. You know how I know it's private? Because it says it right there. Yeah, this is a private area here. Well, guess what? That is not covering that. So now we have a camera here that shoots this entire. No matter whoever goes to these doors right here, they are seeing whether it's in day or night, regardless if he had his lights on. And then he's got this alleyway in between his private garage and the back door right there, and we have another camera there. The far end of the house down there is so tall, the windows are so high off the ground, it's not a break-in. There's no worries about that. I don't have to have a camera down there. But if you get to here, you've already been seen once, twice, 3, 4 views of the bad guy if he ends up in this gentleman's driveway, which, you know, I just can't imagine walking in somebody's driveway and not being scared to death of what will happen if somebody catches the driveway. But with this, now I have a way to catch whoever touched my Honda, my Ford, And with that right there, I can get a tag if they backed up into here to try to do more damage that way. Now check out the views of these. I'm just going to just click on all 4 cameras and look at the clarity. Look at the fact of how far you can see. Look at the top to bottom. And we're not misusing any of the lenses. What that means when I say misusing, sometimes people will put cameras up and you'll see half of the side of the house and then half of what you're supposed to see. The problem with that is what? The problem is I don't need to see half the side of the house. I need to see the human being that's trespassing on my property or on my commercial or my home or whatever I'm doing. Also, you're seeing a cutaway of the recorder right now. The recorder records 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, regardless if you tied into your internet or not. When you tie in the internet, that's just because of access where we can see it on our phone. So now that you've come back to me, there's my phone number again. I want you to use this, and I can send one of the smart guys and gals that work for me out there, or I can come out there. And the idea behind that is we can design the system, see where it fits in budget, make sure we fit budget, and then guess what? We have on-site service for 2 years after the fact. So the products come with a year, but you get 2 years from Ken's on-site. So if you have an issue, no matter what it is, we come to you to make sure that there is no problems, if that makes sense. One more time, there's my phone number. The estimates are free. HD camera security. Please don't wait until the bad guys come. Have the security before the bad guys come, because the bad guys don't think you have it, and then when we catch them, it's a beautiful thing. This is what we do. All right, this is Sound Cubed. Now, we are a Sound Cube dealer. I'm waiting for my product in, but I'm happy they sent us the big boy amplifiers. Look at this. This has a 0 gauge input. This is a monoblock D-class amplifier, built-in crossover network. Look at the craftsmanship of this thing. Are you ready for this? This is 2,200 watts. 2,200 watts for $379. That is 2,200 watts for $379, and that is in stock. Okay, Lincoln. Love a Lincoln. Lincolns have extremely large trunks. Some would say it holds either 4 or 5 bodies. That's probably not the way to look at it. It does, however, hold 2 18-inch subs. How do I know that? Because we just custom built a box for this. In a minute, I'm gonna cut away to a sound bite as much as you can handle, but you gotta see this. He said, trunk is secondary to me having as much bass as I can get. And here we are. This is band pass ported box at the bottom, and these are so difficult, these body styles, even though the trunk is humongous, this has to be built spot on. We've had folks buy 18s before at competitor shops and stuff and they just don't hit hard because they're suffocating. They have to be able to breathe. They have to be in a band pass. This is how you build a box for a Lincoln Town Car. Now, right here we've got a DS18 battery. This is taking up the task of making sure that this amplifier runs well. A 10 Farad Rockford Fosgate cap there. This is what stores power. The idea behind that is when you have a DS18 4,000 watt bass amplifier, you have got to be able to keep the juice running to it. The factory battery has enough to run the factory car, so therefore we come in and put a battery and a cap. This battery stores that with constant current, so when you turn it up, it supplies enough power, don't get long, don't go anywhere, to make sure that 4,000 watts is continually putting out 4,000 watts, as in 2,000 watts per 18. Right now, let me just cut away to a sound bite, we'll come right back to it. That is so crazy. You see what I'm saying? This thing is moving the earth at this particular moment. 2 18s in a band pass. Now, what does it take to do that? Well, we have our own custom wood shop, our own CNC machine. Yes, it has to be custom built because it has to fit in this vehicle. It has to be safe and solid. It has to be mounted to the vehicle, so in case there was an accident, there's not more on top of that accident, right? And on top of that, it has to be built in some ridiculously 3/4 inch all the way to 1.5 inch MDF wood, so that the box will stay together from all the pressure. And if you're going, why would somebody want it? Why would somebody not want it, right? In other words, this is the way it works. 4,000 watt DS18. Now, this stuff is remarkably affordable. So when you come into our Macon or Warner Robins store, get with those brainiacs to make sure they help you choose a system for your car. This is the first part of this, the bass. We'll address highs and other amplifiers and all that later down the road. But the fact is, we've got huge power, big power, and that's right, not 15s, but 18-inch Sundown audio sub. Lincoln Town Car, Sundown, DS18, Ken's. This is what we do. All right, Hardison Baptist Church in Byron, Georgia. So the relationship came about that lightning literally hit the church and smoked a bunch of stuff. So they called in 2 different people that do what we do, us and someone else, to do an estimate on trying to get everything fixed and put in place. Well, the fact is, there were some things that did need to be replaced and some things that didn't. So once we kind of got through all that, they worked with the insurance company and we did a lightning affidavit for what needed replaced. The important part to know there is, I'm gonna put my phone number up here right now, is when I come to you, all of that part of the struggle is for nothing. We charge no fee for that. So we'll work with the insurance and get all the stuff, and that way we can get everything in place and get paid so we can do the work. It's very important to know that we want from the beginning, we want the relationship to go from that point on. Now, what they had was an incandescent style projector before. So if you look up here, these are the new Sony laser projectors. They make 4 different series of laser projectors. So to give you an idea of how important that is laser projectors do not require a filter. They do not require a lamp. So 2,000 hours from now, you're not having to spend another $800 on those 2 parts and the labor to get up there and do all that stuff. Those things will go about 20,000 hours, which in church world could be a decade or 2, or 2 decades for that matter. And the idea behind this is they're also twice as bright, which is why it looks like that with all of the lights on inside this sanctuary on a 10-foot motorized screen. You see we have 2 screens for 2 images, and look how clear that is. That is absolutely unbelievable. So during the day with all the lights on, I still have this type of an image, and it doesn't have off-axis glare or off-axis dimming, which means no matter where I sit in the church, I don't have a problem being able to read what I put up there. So right now you're just seeing their standard slide of who they are, but now I can throw my hymnals up there, I can put my scripture up there, everything happens on there, and that way that people are comfortable, and they don't have to have a hymnal unless they choose to. So that's step number 1. On top of that, we did digital sound. So with digital sound, it allows us to take an iPad, and with the iPad now, I can control everything. I can relabel everything. As you see, there's all their names of all the folks that do what they do on the volunteer side of their praise and worship. So the idea behind this is I can control from here. So on a choir night, I can control my sound, or I can control up there if we're doing streaming during the day. They do have a robotic camera. If you'll face right here, you'll see the robotic camera. That's what that allows them to go to Facebook Live or YouTube or to their own web page. That keeps it nice and simple. So you can actually put all of your streaming and your digital sound on your iPad if you choose to. I like having a separate computer from that, but you can make it all controlled from here. The blessing of this is if I get in here and goof around and mess everything up, it has a preset tune where I can hit one button and it'll go back where it was. So I'm going to jump past you here. So the idea behind this is, after, we put about 10 to 15 hours in it when you get done with 2-man. We had a 5-man team here and got it all done in one day. The idea, another part of this is, guess what? Now they have digital sound, which does not require any, you don't have all the heat and stuff that comes with digital amplifiers. You have digital laser projectors. Now you don't have the heat that comes with that, and it lasts a lot longer. Here's my phone number that comes up here now. The idea is I will come out and design a system, whether you're building a brand new church or whether you had a lightning strike, which I hope you don't have to go through that, or hey, I've had the same stuff for 12 years. I've got to update my technology. That's why we do robotic cameras and digital sound and laser projectors, so you can buy a 10-year system. I tell everybody, unless you're wanting to change, we want you to buy something from us and it be a 10-year plan before we have to redo it all again because technology changes over and over again. The last thing I'm going to show you is a lot of times now when you do streaming, all you hear is people singing. I'm a Methodist pastor, and the last thing I want is everybody to hear me singing, so we want everybody in the congregation to be able to sing. So we took 2 mics. Now you can do 2, 4, 6. I have some people that do 6 mics in the church. The idea behind these hanging mics is now I can have congregational praise, congregational singing, and that is if there's announcements and people that are at home, especially our folks that can't come to church anymore, folks that don't have a way to get here anymore, they can hear their congregation and be a part of the church. So this does the live sound, and it's also controlled through the digital sound. Last time I'll put up there's my phone number. If you give me a call, I can come out and we can set it all up. We think about the quality is first, the budget is secondary, and then the on-site service is who we are. This is what we do.
Hey, I'm Jim Lane, the pastor at Hardison Baptist Church. I just want to say we had a lightning strike a couple of months ago, and our sound system, a lot of it bit the dust from the lightning strike, and I called Ken's, and Michael set an appointment, came the day he said he was coming, no obligation. He assessed our system to see what was damaged. He gave us a quote within just a few hours to repair the system and replace it with a awesome Yamaha digital mixer and nice laser projectors and everything. Gene and Justin, the guys came out. They were awesome to work with. In a day's time, they had this all up and running, and we're thoroughly satisfied and just really appreciate all Michael and the guys did for us.
Hey, thank you so much. I am very, very grateful for you giving me 28 minutes and 30 seconds of your time to watch this infomercial. And I want you to know kind of who we are. I'm just kind of putting it out. Don't go anywhere. Just kind of, a lot of people will fast forward and then you don't get to hear the scripture at the end. We've been here since 1978. My daddy started it with his brother. Me and my brother own the company. We were raising our boys in the company. About 25 employees that do what they do. And the whole idea behind this, let me just kind of make sure make it clear. The whole idea behind this is we service what we sell. So the key behind that, the key behind the duck is my dad went into a stereo shop to buy an amplifier, and he said he felt like a duck in a lake full of hunters because nobody could tell him if he had a problem how to get it fixed. Well, he said, I want to start a company where we will service what we sell. Don't be a duck in a lake full of hunters. Now it's don't be a duck, we service what we sell. The idea is I have my own technicians in place that do that. 2 of them that have worked here forever and ever and ever. And listen, the blessing of this is if you have an issue with it, I can get it repaired. I don't answer to the manufacturers. So that means that if you have a problem on a Thursday and you're having a party on Friday, we will make something in place if we can't get it replaced immediately. That's what we do, and that's who we are. Now arguably it's electronics and it's going to break because we break and we're human beings, right? So it's going to have issues over time. Now we carry the best brands of the business, but if there's a problem, just know that I can take care and have a solution for that problem. Now, my social media, keep up with us, see what's going on. The idea behind our social media is, with YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and we have daily specials that we post. The idea behind that is we literally want you to see what y'all are inventing. It's amazing how we'll walk into somebody's house and, well, this is my vision. I'll be like, wow, that's a great idea. And then I'll bring all of our crew together to make it happen. Or they'll drive up in their RV or their bus or their ATV or all these things, or all these beautiful muscle cars that we get to do and stuff. They'll come in and they'll go, this is what my vision is, and I will go, wow, that's a great idea. And then my guys will come together and we will design it. The blessing is that keeping up with us, if you'll follow us on all these, is it gives you ideas also. And sometimes it's just fun to get into it and see all the neat things that you guys help us to do. We are grateful to work for you. There's my brother and I's phone number. I would love to hear when folks do really good stuff. A lot of times you only hear from people when they do bad stuff, right? But I would love to hear when they do good, so I can reward those that are doing good things. If things don't go quite right, the phone number's there for the same reason. Shoot me a text, this is what happened. Call me, this is what happened, and I will find the right solution to the problem. And sometimes it will take somebody smarter than me to handle that problem, which is why I got 25 other people on staff to do exactly that. So I just want to make sure you have those phone numbers in front of you, just so you can come back to me and tell me what's going on. I love it. Now, know that the estimates are free. There's my phone number comes up. I'll come to you and we'll design that system for you. If you've got a boat in the water at Lake Oconee, guess what? We got somebody that comes to you to do the boat in the water at Lake Oconee. It's important to know that we have that service as well. It's just another good example. I always end with scripture, and I want you to hear this. In Galatians 6:7, it says that God will not be mocked. It says, you will reap what you sow. He's God, and I'm not. He's in charge, and I'm not. And I'm to honor him and pray to him, to love him, even through the hard times, that I'm supposed to always honor him. Otherwise, if I don't, then I'll try to become him. And we know what happened to the one that did that. He fell, right? So I encourage you to give all of it to God. The stuff, those burdens, give it to him. Love on God. Give God that power that he already has, and he will rock your world. Come see us at Ken's in Macon. With Sundown Audio and SoundCube and limitless lithium, it's so hard to say. With Sundown Audio, SoundCubed, and limitless. Okay.
Thanks, man. It's these insane high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive.
Time to get your bass in it. Bass on. These are hard brands for me.
Darn, dude.
Three.
Close-up shot of the guy on TV.
What's he thinking right now? Wow,
he's
what a big
thinking-
chandelier.
Ready.
Mike Jones here with Ken's and the wildlife of New Life SDA in Warner Robins. We are trying to find HD and digital audio. Stand by, please.